The verdict today will have a profound impact on policing all across the country. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Shantae Passmore spoke earlier with Lisa Dadio. She spent 16 years as a lieutenant from the New Haven Police Department and currently teaches at the University of New Haven.
What was this trial about, in your opinion?
So, as we know, leading up to the trial, tensions were high. There were a lot of protests and riots and, just a lot of emotion leading up to the trial. I honestly can't even imagine the task that the jurors had to go through sitting there, knowing how critical their role was in this adversarial process, right? It's something that's guaranteed to all of us as part of our Constitution. So, they had a tough job, and honestly, sitting there and listening, like, they heard all the facts in the case. They got to watch the video. They got to hear from witnesses on both sides of the process, and then come up with a verdict on all three charges. And they found that he was guilty, obviously, of all three, and that the prosecutorial attorneys, the prosecution, actually presented their case, and they proved it beyond a reasonable doubt.
I think for some people, there's either a sigh of relief or maybe they're inching closer to trusting the scales of justice and things of that nature. Are we pivoting? Is this a new day? Because Lisa, as you well know, in the past, maybe some of the verdicts have been different and we've seen the reaction of them. Today's a new day, or what is it?
I think it is a new day. I think that the Black and Brown community, who have tried so hard for decades to believe the system was fair, in other cases, the verdicts obviously were different. And now I think there's a huge sense of relief for them that justice was served. And so I believe it's pivotal. I think it's pivotal for the community. It's definitely pivotal for law enforcement. We saw after last summer, changes start going into effect with police accountability bills, police reform, the defund the police movement, a lot of different things that are going to change how policing in the country is done. And there's going to be a lot more community input than there had been ever.
Now, that was Shantae Passmore reporting. Keep in mind, you can catch the whole interview online and on the Channel 3 app, and make sure to have the app handy for continuing coverage as Chauvin awaits sentencing.